Okay, so welcome back to another video. The reason I'm making this one today is because I wanted to just share some tips and tricks on how to stay a bit more productive at home. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert or I'm a productivity ninja. I'm definitely not. I do struggle at times myself, but I have learned a few tricks over the years and a few tips. I've only really started working from home properly for the last 2 weeks or so. Obviously, it's currently lockdown in the UK at the moment, and it's crazy times, but outside of work, I'm usually in the office, but outside of work, I'm usually at home on the computer because I do run a blog. I do some digital marketing services for some clients, social media marketing, stuff like that there. So I do quite a bit of work on the laptop anyway. So I've had to adapt over the last couple of years on how to actually keep myself a bit productive, because you know, when I'm coming in from a day's work and then trying to sit down and do other work as well at times can be tough, but I have learned a few tricks and strategies over the years and I just want to share them in the video. So yeah, we'll just get into it then. Okay, so point number one is quite an easy one. It would be a clear workspace. Now, the reason I actually like a clear workspace is because for me, it just, I don't know, just frees up a bit of space in my mind, just knowing that I have a clear workspace and it's not messy everywhere. You're trying to find things, keeps you unproductive, but that's just a personal point for me. But I do believe that it can keep you a bit more productive, because if you're trying to, as I said before, if you're trying to find something and it's not there, and you know, you have to look through all these books and all that there, it's going to keep you unproductive. So yeah, very simple, just keep the workspace clean and clear. Okay, so point number two is plan. Just plan either 5 minutes before you start or the night before. I use this here thing called a productivity planner. I got bought it a while ago, and I follow the owners of the actual company. Intelligent Change they're called. Alex Icon, Mimi Icon, you should check them out. They're pretty good, like you know, for entrepreneurship and stuff like that there. So yeah, basically it just gives you a weekly plan and then gives you a daily plan. It asks you, you know, what's your most important task of the day. Yeah, I tend to use this, or sometimes just a simple to-do list, but this here is pretty comprehensive and it's good. I've got like a link down in the description box if you want to check that out. I've done like a review on it, and yeah, I find it pretty useful, to be honest. Okay, so tip number three, very easy, just keep hydrated. It may seem a bit trivial, a bit stupid to say out there, but you'd be surprised at the many people that don't drink water throughout the day. I've been doing it constantly for the last couple of years. And to be honest, I rarely get a sore head, rarely get migraines or anything like that there, especially when I'm working. It's a long day, I'm constantly drinking water. So yeah, pretty simple one, just drink loads of water. Okay, so tip number four, this is something I've been using for a while actually, and it's called the Pomodoro Technique. I forget exactly why it's called the Pomodoro Technique. I think a Pomodoro's tomato in Italian. I forget the actual story behind it, but basically what it is just time blocking. So just you basically work for 25 minutes straight, take a 5-minute break, and then work for 25 minutes, and then you just keep doing that there until obviously you've done your work day. I find it helps me because you don't feel as guilty when you sort of take a break. You know, you have your 5 minutes and you can just detach yourself from your work, go away, do whatever. Yeah, so I just find that keeps me productive, because I know I'm not working for like a solid hour or so straight, because you know, when you're doing that there, it can sort of get you down a bit and you can get a bit stressed. I may find myself actually going past the 5 minutes and just sort of keep working if I find myself getting into a bit of flow. But on the flip side of that there, I actually find that it helps me when I'm sort of stuck in a rut and I sort of need time for myself just to sort of get my head around something, or if I have an issue. So yeah, Pomodoro Technique, look it up if you want to know exactly why it's called that. I read it somewhere, but I do forget, so it's just basically time blocking. Okay, so tip number five, and this is one that we all struggle with, so just keep your phone out of sight. Now, obviously it's, we know our phones are very unproductive at times. You know, you can just get lost in the world of social media or whatever you're doing. I'm just as bad for it as anyone, like I definitely haven't got it mastered. But simply what I do is I literally get my phone and just put it out of sight. I either put it behind my laptop or I put it under the floor, under the table, not under the floor, under the table, or literally just somewhere out of sight. And I put it on silent, because if it vibrates not there, I'm more prone to going and seeing what it is. So yeah, very simple, just get your phone and put it out of sight. Okay, so point number six, and this is the last one. So this here one's more of a personal preference, and it's something that may not really resonate with you, it might not make you more productive, but certainly does help me. and it's not being around working in your loungewear or your pajamas or anything like that there. Just basically anything that you really wouldn't wear to the office, don't be wearing it at home while you're working. And the reason I say this here is because for me, if I'm sitting around in pajamas, loungewear, it sort of gets me in that headspace where I don't really feel like I'm at work, therefore I don't really feel like I'm going to be sort of as productive, or to be honest, it's more like a psychological thing. Like I still can do work in my pajamas, in my loungewear, in my shorts, whatever, like in my underwear if I want, you know, I can still do the work, but I like to sort of just treat it as if I am going to work. So I get up, have a routine, get a shower, you know, shave, put, you know, t-shirt on, jeans, just actually keep my shoes on as well, just to sort of like get me in that mindset of I'm going to the office to actually like do a day's work. But again, this is more personal preference. There's people out there who can literally work, you know, naked if they want, and they can still be really productive. But yeah, that's just a tip. That's just a personal tip of mine. So yeah, that's all the tips I have for you. So thanks for watching, and you know, if you do enjoy the content and you do like the style of videos that I'm doing, it's still quite early I'm still quite early in the YouTube channel and stuff like that there, but I just enjoy making the videos, and I thought this would be a useful one, especially in times like this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.